you show too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll scoot over. Okay. So today, oh gosh, I am going to give you the post assessment to see how much you have grown in your reading and comprehension. So what you're going to do is, this is called Underground Town, and when I tell you to start, you will start reading, and then when I tell you to stop, you'll just stop, and then I'll ask you some comprehension questions. All right, you can start when you're ready.
How would you like to live underground? Many families in the town of Coober Pedy, Australia, do that. Just woke up.
You're okay.
Do just that. Their houses, called dugouts, are carved out of the earth. They are similar to regular houses. They have kitchens, bedrooms, and living rooms, but they have few windows. Most of the light in the houses is artificial. It comes from lamps and overhead lights instead of direct sunlight. The roofs of the homes are made of layers and layers of dirt. People in the town build dugouts because of where they live. Coober Pedy is in a desert and in southern Australia. Temperatures can climb as high as 120 degrees in the summer. They can plunge as low as 32 degrees in the winter. Dust storms and swarms of flies can make life miserable underground. Though it is always a comfortable 75 degrees, people don't need fans. Why would people want to live in such a place? Coober Pedy is an opal mining town. Opals are colorful stones used for jewelry. These mines in Coober Pedy produce most of the world's opals.
Okay, done. All right. So I want you to tell me all that you remember about what you read. You can start at the beginning and then just work your way down.
So I remember that they're located in Coober Pedy, Australia, in a desert.
Good.
And their houses are made of layers and layers of dirt and mud. All their lighting is artificial. It can get up to 120 degrees in the summer, as low as 32 degrees in the winter, but usually it's around 75. And they do have all the kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms, and everything that a normal house would have.
Good. Anything else?
Not really.
Okay. Great job. Okay. Now, you're going to read another story, Coral Reefs. So basically we'll do the same thing. So you'll start reading right here when I tell you, and then I will let you stop, and you'll have comprehension questions about this one as well. You can start.
A coral reef is an interesting structure located in a warm, shallow part of the ocean. It is a beautiful world of shape and motion. Sunshine pours into the ocean surface, brightly illuminating the colorful scene. Many amazing plants and animals live in this underwater world. Fish swim through colorful rocky shapes, and crabs move in and out of caves. A coral reef is made by tiny animals called polyps. They discharge a substance from their bodies that hardens into limestone and forms their outside covering. Each polyp attaches itself to other polyps, adding other layers to the structure. The structure continues to grow upward until it becomes the base of a new coral reef. The three main types of coral reefs are the fringing reef, the barrier reef, and the atoll. The fringing reef is either connected to the shore or very close to it. It has a flat surface that appears at or below sea level as it extends outward from the shore. It drops off into deeper water. It is usually divided into sections by channels of water, and it has a raised rim. There are many fringing reefs in the Hawaiian
All right,
Islands.
you can stop. Okay, so now, starting at the beginning, tell me what you learned.
This is about coral reefs, and they're made by different little sea polyps thing.
Okay.
And they release this, don't remember what it's called, but they release something and it forms into new hardened rock, and it creates new bases for coral reefs. And the most famous, or the most common, are barrier reefs, the atoll, and maybe the fringing.
You're right.
And crabs can get in and out of caves through there. Fish like swimming in and out of the coral. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay, now going to read one more on this one, and it's called My Invisible Summer. All right, you can start when you're ready.
When my application for an internship at the local hard rock radio station was accepted, I was overjoyed. My friends would be flipping burgers at fast food restaurants all summer, but I was going to be a disc jockey, a real DJ. I would use my best DJ voice and I would be admired by millions of fans in no time. I would be on my way to fame and fortune. It didn't take long for me to learn that working in a radio was not exactly the way I'd pictured it. In the movies, radio stations are always situated in gigantic, impressive structures in the middle of those bustling cities. The radio station where I worked was located in a lonely-looking building on the edge of town. Only the 361-foot antenna made it look at all unusual. The boss explained that the large antenna was necessary for broadcasting at 680,000 megahertz. I tried to look interested as she explained frequency and other electrical terms, but all I really wanted to do was meet the DJs. When I was finally introduced to the DJs I had idolized for years.
Right, you stop. Okay. So, tell me what you got.
So she applied for an internship at this hard rock station, and she was ecstatic how her friends would just be flipping burgers all summer, and she would become a real DJ, and how she would use her real DJ voice and be on her way to fortune and fame. And she saw in the movies and everything how they were all the radio stations were in I don't know why I keep saying gigantic studios and big spaces, and she was underwhelmed because it wasn't what she was expecting. Because it was really small and not much room and didn't have all the stuff for, I guess, the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, I don't know.
That's it? That's okay.
I forgot.
All right, great job. You remembered way more than last time. Okay, so I am going to I'll give you a little break from reading and then we'll go back to that. Okay, so this is the motivation to read profile, just so you know, like, if you like to read any more now.
Yeah.
So I'll just ask you a question and you just tell me your answer. So, first of all, okay. My friends think I am a very good reader, a poor reader, or a good reader.
Good.
A good reader?
It's in the middle.
Reading is something I like to do. Is that never or often or in between?
I'd say between often and never.
Okay.
Not my favorite.
I read not as well as my friends, about the same as my friends, a little better than my friends, or a lot better.
A little better.
A little better?
Mm-hmm.
My best friends think reading is really fun, okay to do, or not fun at all.
Not fun at all.
When I come to a word I don't know, I almost always figure it out, sometimes figure it out, almost never figure it out, never figure it out.
Usually I try to. If not, I just kind of blubber it.
Okay. I tell my friends about good books I read. I never do this. I almost never do this. I do sometimes, or I do this a lot.
Well, on the rare occasion that I do read, I usually do tell them if it's pretty good.
When I'm reading by myself, I understand almost everything I read, somewhat, almost none, or none of what I read.
All of it.
People who read a lot are very interesting, not interesting, or boring.
I tend to say boring, but usually they're the smart kids.
I am a poor reader, an okay reader, a good reader, a very good reader.
Good.
Good? I think you're a really good reader. I think libraries are a great place to spend time, an interesting place to spend time, an okay place, or a boring place.
Boring.
Boring.
You have to be quiet.
I worry about what other kids think about my reading. Every day, almost every day, once in a while, or never.
And never.
Knowing how to read well is not very important, sort of important, important, very important.
Very important.
When my teacher asks me a question about what I've read, I can never think of an answer, have trouble thinking of an answer, sometimes think of an answer, or always think of an answer.
Usually between sometimes and always, because I give an answer. It might not be the most detailed, but I'll get
You'll give one?
I'll get you one.
I think reading is boring, okay, an interesting way to spend time, or a great way to spend time.
Boring. If
Boring?
it's the right book. Or, okay, if it's the right book, then it's good.
Reading is very easy for me, kind of hard, very hard.
Easy.
Easy. As an adult, I will spend none of my time reading, very little of my time reading, some of my time reading, a lot of my time reading.
0.
When I'm reading, when I'm in a group talking about what we are reading, I almost never talk about my ideas. Sometimes talk, almost always talk, or always talk about my ideas.
I typically do.
Okay?
I gotta get credit.
I would like for my teachers to read out loud in my classes every day, almost every day, once in a while, or never.
I like it. I like it when they read.
Okay.
I say almost every day.
When I read out loud, I am a poor reader, okay reader, good reader, very good reader.
I'm okay at it. I read way better in my head.
It's easier, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When someone gives me a book for a present, I feel very happy, sort of unhappy, or unhappy.
I like to say I'm happy, but no, I'm good.
But you just act happy.
Yeah.
But you're really not happy.
No.
That's very polite, though.
Yeah, no
Okay. Tell me about one of the most interesting books you've read recently.
Hatchet,
I love Hatchet.
number 1. Ever.
So today we were talking about a book called A Child Called It. You might need to be a little bit older. It's about a boy that had been very abused, and he is the author of the book. It's so good. Okay. How did you find out about this book?
I'm super picky about what I have to read, so when I have to read a book, I really try to find one that I would like, and it
Did
looked
you
interesting.
find it in your library?
Yes.
Did you research it yourself, or did the librarian help
No,
you?
I researched it.
Good job. Why is this story interesting to you?
I don't know. I feel like it's something that, not that I can relate to, but I feel it.
You feel it?
Yeah. I understand what's going on.
Okay, think about something that you learned recently, not from your teacher and not from the television, but from something you've read. What did you read about? So is there a time you've read something like, maybe you don't read the newspaper,
Yeah, no, not really.
or read a nonfiction book, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Okay, that's
I
okay.
haven't read in a while.
How do you know or find your reading? How did you know or find? Oh, no, that won't work. It said on this, so you didn't read anything. It's okay. Why was reading important to you?
Because I have to do it to get credit.
Did you read anything at home yesterday?
No.
Okay. Do you have anything at school in your desk, locker, or book bag today that you were reading?
Test.
A test? That's something, isn't it? Do y'all take tests online?
Yes.
All of them?
Stupid.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite author?
What's his name? Author of Hatchet. Gary Paulson.
What? Gabe what?
Gary Paulson.
Gary. Oh yeah, he's a good one. What do you think you have to learn to become a better reader?
How to slow down and actually read the words.
Do you have any other books that you would like to read right now?
Sure, another one by Gary Paulson.
Okay. What are some things you get really excited about reading? Can be like fiction, nonfiction.
I prefer real stories because they're.
You need to read A Child Caught It then, but like in a couple more years. Okay. Who gets you really interested and excited about reading?
No.
No one?
No.
Do your teachers promote reading at school? They don't try to get you
I think
to-
they kind of have to, but
Do y'all like independently read ever?
no.
Okay. Do you have a computer in your house?
Yes.
How much time do you spend on a computer each day?
I'd probably say like I slowed down a little bit, but probably like 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah. This is not like 12.
What do you do on the computer?
Probably play games.
Like,
GTA.
what is it?
GTA.
GTA?
Yeah.
What do you like to read when you are on the internet?
Stories about hunting and fishing.
Oh. In what class do you like to read? Like, think about all your classes. What reading material is most interesting?
Probably history. Even though I suck at memorizing, so.
Why do you like history?
Because it's history.
Interesting?
Yeah. It's real. It happened.
In what class do you feel the reading is most difficult?
ELA.
Yeah.
Or actually creative writing.
Oh, do you have Miss Swanky?
No, I'm Miss Philomaths.
Oh. Miss Swanky teaches creative writing, but you'll probably have more than one teacher.
I don't like creative writing.
Okay, we're almost done with this.
It's hard.
Have any of your teachers done something while reading that you really enjoyed?
No.
No. Did you share and discuss books, magazines, or any other reading materials with your friends outside of school?
Negative.
Do you write letters or emails to friends or family?
Sometimes I write emails.
Emails?
To teachers.
I guess technically a text could count.
I wrote a lot of those.
It's kind of like a letter, but digital. Do you share any of the following reading material with members of your family? Newspapers, magazines, religious materials, games? Do you share any of that with your family?
I like to tell them about like some of the games that I play, and if I see some hunting thing,
Okay.
I'll tell them about that.
Do you
Or
belong, or what?
Or lifting.
Lifting? Like weightlifting?
Yeah.
Do you belong to any clubs or organizations for which you read and write?
Yeah, no.
You don't want to be in journalism?
I'm good.
Good job. Okay, one more thing for you, okay? And then I promise you're done. Okay, there's that. So this is kind of the same concept of the other passages you'll read, and then when I tell you to stop, you'll stop. But before we get started, here is a passage about people being closed-minded and not considering others' ideas. What do you know about being closed-minded?
Good question?
Yeah.
Okay. Usually I like to keep my mind open to people's ideas just to not come off as rude, but I don't. Sometimes if I like it, I'll go with it and try to help out. But if I don't like it, I'm just gonna, tell them I don't know about that.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna read, do you have an open mind? And you can read and I will tell you when to stop. All right, you may start.
A study conducted at the University of Illinois found that the majority of people do not want to hear ideas that contradict their existing beliefs. This study concluded that approximately 70% of people do not seriously consider ideas with which they disagree, compared to only 30% of people who pondered both sides. So, do you spend time only with people who share your beliefs? Do you primarily read materials that reinforce your existing opinions? If so, you are not unique because these are widely occurring human behaviors. Unfortunately, these behaviors could be detrimental since they frequently result in a closed mind that is unwilling to consider potentially, I don't know what that is, ideas. Being educated means being open to a range of ideas, some of which might challenge our existing beliefs. When President Obama spoke to graduates at the University of Michigan, he challenged them to expose themselves to divergent views. He said, if you are a Republican, read the New York Times. If you're a Democrat, read the Wall Street Journal. He urged those graduates to use their intelligence, which means occasionally leaving one's comfort zone and
Alright, you
hearing.
can stop. Okay. What did they study at the university? What did the study at the University of Illinois find?
They found that 70% of people are closed-minded, which means they do not support or not want to hear about other people's beliefs because they think only they are right. And then 30% of people found that they are open and will like to hear people's beliefs.
Good. What percentage of people ponder both sides?
30.
30, sorry, I already said that. What does being educated mean?
You're smart, I guess.
What did President Obama speak to? Who did President Obama speak to?
He spoke to the graduates of Missouri? Maybe?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Close.
I was thinking about Michigan.
What did he tell the Republicans to read?
The New York Times.
Using intelligence means what?
Trying to open yourself to more learning. Maybe you'll learn something if you open yourself up to another person's views. I guess.
Good job. What happens when you get information from a variety of venues?
You could be confused on what to believe.
Okay. All right. Great job.